Let's talk about significant figure rules of zero. There are 6 rules, and sometimes when we have zeros involved in our values, it gets a little bit confusing. So hopefully this video will help you to break apart the rules and understand them better. Let's jump right in. So for rule number 1, non-zero digits are always significant. 3.42, 3 sig figs. 225, 3 sig figs. 782.34, 5 sig figs. That's relatively straightforward and pretty easy to remember. All right, so for rule number 2, we want to know that all zeros between any non-zero numbers are going to be significant. So 3.402, that is our 4 sig figs. 2025, also 4 sig figs. 782.3004, that's 7 significant figures. Again, pretty straightforward, relatively easy to remember. Rule 3. So rule 3 is a little bit confusing if you don't grab the idea of it straight away. So numbers less than 1, so we're talking about anything with a decimal, right? Numbers less than 1 with zeros to the left of the first non-zero are not significant. Let me show you. So we have 0.000342. That is going to be 3 significant figures. What is your first non-zero number? Your first non-zero number is that 3. So you'll count from your first non-zero number, 1, 2, 3 significant figures. The exact same thing here. We ended up with 4 significant figures. Our first non-zero is that 2, but that 0 to the right of that 2 is sandwiched in between 2 non-zero digits, so it will be significant. So you have 4 sig figs. Here we have a rather small number or many zeros in front of it. Our first non-zero digit is that 7. That's going to give us 5 significant figures. Those 2 zeros to the right of the 8 are sandwiched between the 8 and the 4, so those will be significant. But I want you to understand that the zeros before that 7, those are not significant. Same goes for all the other problems. Anything to the left of the first non-zero will be considered not significant. They only hold the proper decimal place value for that number, okay? So rule number 4, jumping right in, numbers with decimals that have zeros to the right of a non-zero are significant. So we have 940, that's 3 significant figures. 20250 decimal, that is 5 significant figures. 7300, 400 decimal, that is 7 significant figures. But what I really want you to notice is that we have this decimal. That's why these trailing zeros are going to be significant. It has to do with the decimal. If that decimal is missing, it changes the significant figure value. They're always accounted for because they show the precision of the number. So rule number 5, numbers with trailing zeros and no decimals are not significant. So exact same numbers this time, 940, 20250, and 7300, 400. Well, the decimals are missing, right, on every single one of these values. And because those decimals are missing, those trailing zeros are going to not be significant. So in our 940, we have 2 significant figures. 20250, 4 significant figures, and you guessed it, 7300, 400. Those last 2 trailing zeros are not significant. Those other 2 sandwiched between the 3 and the 4, those will be significant because they are in between 2 non-zero values. Just know that decimals are missing. So final rule, for me, this is the easiest rule to remember. When you're in scientific notation, all the digits are significant. Doesn't matter what it is. 5.42 times 10 to the 19th, 3 significant figures. We got that from our original problem. 2.0250 times 10 to the negative 23, that is going to be 5 significant figures. We're getting that from our coefficient. Now, if you're confused about what a coefficient is, you should probably go find our video on scientific notation. It gives you a really good breakdown of that particular rule. And then the last one is 7.300400 times 10 to the 2. You have 7 significant figures. Yes, they are trailing. However, all digits are significant when they're written in scientific notation. If you have questions about these rules, you should direct them to your instructor, go to your tutorial center. Any questions that you might have, we'd be happy to answer. And I hope this video kind of helps you remember the rules when it comes to significant figure, zero values.